All right, so I guess I owe you guys all an explanation. I've been gone for a minute, and actually, I've been gone a lot longer than, you know, when my videos ended, which I don't even know. I haven't even checked, which is crazy, but I haven't had a video out in about 4 months or 3 months, whatever. But it's been a lot longer than that since I filmed. I mean, I had videos on backlog. I was about a month ahead, so it was even a month before that. The truth is, not to bore everybody for an hour, but I came on some hard times. I went through a divorce. Life changing things happened that I wasn't expecting. I was mid build on the Model A, obviously, and how disappointing. I was really enjoying that build. Like, it was one of those builds that I couldn't sleep at night. Like, I wanted to get up extra early to work on it. It's all I thought about. I really was obsessed with it. It ate my brain, as Piero would say. It's sad that these things happen, but at the same time, there's always a silver lining to everything, and that's kind of what I'm here to talk about. I'm about this. This is going to be. I'm going to go over a lot today because this a lot has happened over the past 6 months, and life changing things have gone on. So in the past 6 months, I sold three cars. The Model A is gone. The 51 is gone. The Cadillac is not. I sold a couple other cars that weren't in videos, and a lot has gone on. I bought a house, unbought a house, bought property. There's a lot that happened. I moved in and out of my house, my current house where I do these builds a few different times. Things didn't work out. Things did work out. Things didn't work out. It's been such a roller coaster of, I can't even explain it. Definitely the roughest era of my life. Leaving my family in this house and sleeping somewhere else. There was a lot of there was a lot. I was out here one day building the car, drinking my coffee, and enjoying my life. Within a week, I was sleeping in some strange basement, staring at the pipes while my kids and my ex-wife were at home. And it was a surreal experience. It was devastating. I lost 46 pounds during the process. It's been rough, but I'm coming back, and I want to come back in a positive way. People that watch this channel and are geared towards cars, uh, I thank you very much for following along with the builds. The Model A build was just getting popular enough to where I had a following. It was starting to get about 700 views a video. I was getting subscribers. I was trying to do it right, and then it was like bam, like it's gone. And you guys are probably like, "What in the hell happened?" So that's why I'm going to catch you up. The Model A is gone. That build's gone. I'm sorry. I can't spend too much more time feeling bad about it because I already went through that about 6 months ago, and I'm too positive right now to worry about a Model A because they're a dime a dozen. I could build another one. Uh, like I said, I bought a house. I put a down payment on a house that didn't work out. That's fine, and that was devastating at the time because I was excited to get out of my buddy's basement and move into a real house, and it fell through, and it held me back about 2 more months of figuring other things out. But I got most of my money back from the down payment, thank God, and I was able to buy property. So, and with the help of selling a few of my cars, I was able to buy property straight up with cash. So I bought about 4.5 acres of land out in the country where I always wanted to live. And you know, if you're on this channel for car builds, hang in there. A lot of people were on here for my older videos that I remodeled this house that I am leaving now, which it's all good. I mean, I'm not ball assing about it. It is what it is. I'd rather my wife and kids, my ex-wife and kids, have a home, not be uprooted and go to a different school. And then I'm literally not far and I can still come here every day and pick up my kids, and everything's working out fine. But there's a couple problems in the mix. Like, uh, the property I bought, it's amazing. I lucked out. I bought it not even knowing that it had that amount of land. I bought it thinking it was a house with a yard because I was desperate to get out of my buddy's basement and start my life and have a routine and have, I was living out of my Jeep. Some of my stuff was here, some of my stuff was at my mother's house, some stuff was in my Jeep and at my buddy's house. It was, everything was in disarray. Like, I would come home to brush my teeth and like get a shower, then I would go elsewhere to do this or that. It was crazy. And I've been eating out like 3 times a day. Well, when I'm hungry, I don't have much of an appetite these days, but I was eating out a lot, spending a lot of money, and not working as much because I wasn't motivated, because I was depressed and stressed, and it was a lot. It did its toll on me. So something's got to give, and I decided that there's no better opportunity with this land. I'm going to have so many projects. It's outrageous. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to throw it up on the screen here. So the land, you see, like the house is like a tiny dot, and all that land, like, it doesn't look like much because it's only 4.5 acres, but that's enough land that like I could put a little cabin in the middle of those woods, and like you would never know it was there. There's enough surrounding it that it's so private. And I'm thinking on the terms of like, I want to buy a camper, I might buy an RV, I want to build a huge garage on that property. I want to get back into these builds. I want to do it right. I want to, like, this last garage I built 6 months ago here, I didn't pour a slab. It was just mainly for car storage. I was going to put a lift in there. That's why I built it higher, but it was going to be mainly for storage because I had so many cars. So this next one I want to do it right. I want to insulate it. I want to, it's going to probably be quadruple the amount, but it'll have a concrete pad. It'll be done right. And that way I can put my cars on a lift. I could do more serious builds. I can get back into this in a better way. But so that's for the car guys. There's endless amounts of potential on that property. Like that, I could do so much with it. I might build a log cabin on the property. I might do some weird outdoor projects. But the first thing I need to do, which is the hardest thing, is I have to assess this house. I haven't even been in the home yet. I know I have to wait 30 days, and I know that the home is in disarray. It's pretty rough. It has well water, and I know certain things about it, but I don't know what's going on with it. I know that a guy is still living there and he's moving out. So it's livable, but I think it's pretty bad, and I don't know. So I can't really get my ducks in a row. I can't really plan or prepare for anything until I can get in there and measure things and make sure that, termites didn't eat the joists. And, ultimately I need to know whether I have to tear that place down or I can give it a full remodel. That's siding, roof, windows, everything on the inside. I'm going to have to rewire everything. I'm going to have to put PEX line in. I mean, I'm sure the plumbing is completely outdated. I have no idea. It might be great in there, but I doubt it because there's a couple broken windows, and the guy's been living in there with broken windows for years. He just keeps putting garbage bags over them. So like, it's probably pretty rough, but I'm looking forward to it because it's a new chapter in my life. I have endless projects to keep me busy. And when I'm doing projects, that's when I'm truly at my happiest. And, my kids can experience, a property. We can have fires out back. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's a blessing. So how this all happened, I guess I can get into it a little bit, is I was desperate after the first house didn't work out. It was a pretty bad situation. I was half moved in and everything, and someone went back on what they said they were going to do. So I pulled out, and now I was like, well, what am I going to do now? Like, that house was a down payment, and then the rest was going to be paid. So my friend was like, dude, you got to go to a tax sale. You got to go to a tax sale. And I've heard about tax sales my whole life. You know, I have friends that are into real estate and everything. And so for those of you out there that don't think you can get land, I mean, or anything, it's easier than you think. I mean, I went to a tax sale and I got 5.5 acres for a very decent price. Now my land is valued at about 210,000 with this crap house on it and everything. When I remodel the house and everything, and I do some landscaping and I make some, major updates and adjustments, I would like to think that my property will be worth about 350,000. That's my goal. Uh, and buying it for 18,000, that's a pretty good investment. That's why it was important for me to sell my cars. I know that's crazy to most people and they think hang on to them, but when you're in a situation like mine and it was kind of a no-brainer to, cars come and go. You're not going to always find 4.5 acres of land for $18,000 with a house on it that functions and with a garage. There's all kinds of stuff on the property. There's a wood shop there, which I don't know. So I don't know anything about it yet, other than what I can see from the sky, what I can see from the road, and what I've heard from neighbors that live in the area. So it's all a guessing game. I'm still living in limbo right now. I'm kind of in and out of different places. My life is absolutely insane. And that is the honest truth. I mean, I can't be any more transparent. I probably shouldn't tell all my business to a bunch of strangers in the world of YouTube, but it's not really that big a deal to me. Like, I will always rebuild my life. This just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter what you do. I'll always still be the same father. I'll always still be the same person. I'll always still do what I've always done. I just am going to live in a different house, and that's going to be my new project. Instead of building a car, I have to do this house. So, in upcoming months, you guys are going to see me either tear a house down or build a new structure on the property, or both, or I might remodel the house. I don't know yet. And then in between, you guys are going to see a garage go up eventually. You guys are going to see, me clearing area out. Like, there's a lot of woods on that property. Like, it would take a while. I mean, I know that, like, some of you out there that probably own like 100 acres are probably like, oh, that's nothing. But for me, I've never owned land. I've only owned, like, I own four lots right now is what I own on this property. And I thought that was a decent yard, enough that I have to use a riding mower. And, looking at the 4.5 acres, it's significantly, it's like a farm to me, like it's more than enough space to do way more than what I need with it. It's privacy, it's out there, it's what I've always wanted. And what's crazy about the story is I've been talking about buying land in this particular area for at least 20 years, since I was about, you know, 18 years old. 20 years ago, I always wanted land, and I always wanted, privacy and whatever. Everybody's trying to do that now, but I wanted to do it 20 years ago. I always knew it. I grew up in the woods, and like I always kind of wanted to get back to the woods, and I just never thought it was possible. You don't make enough money. Like, you look at land, if you look at 5.5 acres, especially in the area that I just bought this, like, you're looking at $150,000, or at least on the very low end, 80 or 90, up to, it's crazy. So I never just thought it was attainable. And, this was an accident. Like, I went to this sale out of desperation because I had nowhere to go. And I bid on this property. I was the only one that bid because it was at the very end of the auction. And I got the paper. I just thought it was a house with a yard. I didn't know how much acreage was on it. And then I got the paper and it showed me the acreage, and I was like, wait, that's exactly what I always wanted. I wanted 5 acres of land. It's just shy of 5, but if when I got home and looked, I couldn't wait to get home and just look at the parcel, on Google Earth and see what I owned, and or the GIS map, and I just couldn't believe it was like a dream come true. But with any dream, it comes true. Like I feel like, okay, so what do I have to do to get this, to obtain this? There's always a catch, right? Like nothing ever goes perfectly. So ultimately, there's a lot of work that's going to need done. Probably $100,000 worth of work that's going to need done to the property to make it livable. I don't even have $100,000 right now, but I have some money put back. I'm gonna, you know, incrementally do. I'm gonna do a lot of the work myself, and with some buddies. I'm not gonna cut corners, but I'm also gonna. I have to cut down on cost. This isn't me flipping a house to sell. This isn't some home renovation network program. This is me building my life. Like I have no choice. I don't know how to do everything, but you guys see it. I wing it. I make do with what I know how to do. I have to make this house work, or put another house, build something else. I have to make it work because I don't have a choice. I can't lay on the couch and cry. I can't boo hoo. I'm not going to start a GoFundMe. I am just going to do what I have to do as a grown man. And I still have to provide for a family. I still have to work, but I have to do all this stuff on the side while not really having a stable place to wake up and hang your hat. It's very hard and it's very annoying, but thank God I don't drink. I'm not a drinking man, or else I would probably be in the bar. But I got to do what I got to do, and I'm actually coming to terms. There was a period where I wasn't motivated. I was depressed, and I was like, what's going to happen next? Every week something bad happens, something goes wrong, like life-changing things are happening. It was the hardest era of my existence, and I will never go through it again. But it really I wouldn't own this property if it wasn't for that. If it wasn't for the divorce, I wouldn't have forced myself to get this property. If that first house didn't work out, if it would have worked out, I wouldn't have this property. It's a blessing. Everything is a blessing. If you look at it the right way, this is a new beginning. I'm very excited. This is a new chapter for my channel as well. Like my channel that was starting to thrive and then it died because of this is also going to be resurrected in the best way possible, because now I can do a mixture of home improvement, building cars. I could do some outdoor crap. I don't think I'm going to take it to that level, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to start building log cabins and stuff and doing rustic. But I have the option to do that if I have some life-changing experience where I get bored. I could build a cabin on the property, and I could build a workshop on the property. I could build stuff on the property. I might build a drive-in movie theater on the property for hot rods. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, man. There's lots of ideas flowing, but I'm excited, and that's where I'm at. That's where I'm going. I'm sorry that, the car content's going to pause for a while. Please hang in there. I mean, it's not going to be that long, guys. Like, you guys know how I am. I get obsessed. I start building fast. I mean, I'll have a car done in 2 months if I really put my mind to it. I really, even though I don't finish many things on this channel, they usually sell before I do that, which is another case. But I got to get back to this caddy. The rockers are fixed on it. I guess I can take it around, show you. The rockers are done now. I'm not going to take you to the other side, but it's struggling a little bit to run. But we're getting there with it. But I don't really know what else to say about it other than, thanks for hanging in there. And I'm going to be getting to these projects really soon. It's kind of a waiting game. I got to give it, 30 days for this guy. I got to give him an opportunity to get out of there. I'm not heartless. I'm not going to throw him out on the street. But at the end of the day, if I didn't bid on this house, someone else would have, and they might be a lot more vicious than I am. At least I have a heart. So that's what I'm waiting for. Once that happens, it's going to be endless. Like I have endless content coming up. Like I'm going to be so motivated. It's going to be sickening. I'm also I'm almost getting exhausted thinking about how many sleepless nights I'm going to have. I'm going to be so insanely motivated to get this house done because I can't wait for it to be done. I'm so excited about it. So it's going to be top priority. And maybe I'll mix it up a little bit. I'll get some stuff done on the caddy, Right now I was letting the battery charge because battery's dead. It died, so it's good now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you guys hang out and join me on my future videos, thank you. If you don't, I understand. I haven't been a very consistent YouTuber. It's pretty annoying to a lot of viewers that want to see what's going on. But a lot's happened. Can't help it. You know, it is what it is. So thanks for the ones that stick around, and love you guys, man. I'll see you on the next one. It's coming soon, I promise.